3D origami does not require very many materials. You will need some type of device to cut the paper, either a paper cutter, such as these two. You can use a ruler and a craft knife. You can even use just creasing the paper and tearing it if you do not have access to some type of form of cutting device. Something else that is helpful is a bone folder. I have two types here. One is a Teflon, the white one is a Teflon, and the green one is just a generic bone folder that I got from one of my Cricut devices. Something else that's helpful is some type of marker such as this Sharpie to help round out the front of your pieces when you are done making them. The last thing you will need is 8.5 by 11 paper. What I'm using here is normal white copy paper. For origami, people use multiple types of paper, but there are some paper types that are better than others. The first type of paper is normal copy paper. This is a 20-pound paper, and it's thin, it holds a crease very well, and it's one of my personal favorites. The second is 24-pound copy paper. Again, it holds a crease well. It's a little bit thicker, but it still holds a crease well and holds its shape well. The last type is 65-pound cardstock. To me, this does not work well for origami, but others prefer it. It's thick, it does not hold a crease well, and it also has a tendency to tear more easily than the other two. The first step in making 3D origami modules is to cut your full-size sheet of 8.5 by 11 copy paper. To do this, you first fold the piece of paper in half. Make sure to crease this very well, either using your nails or a bone folder. It's also very important to be precise on your fold. The more precise you are in the beginning, the more equal your pieces will be at the end. Now we cut along the crease you just made. You now have two pieces. Take one piece and fold in half again. Again, making it as even as possible and as neat as possible. Make a strong crease and cut along that crease. Stack the two pieces together, if your paper cutter will allow it, and cut across the crease. You should now have 4 pieces of paper. Again, take one and fold in half. Make a strong crease. Stack it on top of the other sheets of paper. Make the stack as neat as possible and cut along the crease. Now this is the max amount that my paper cutter will cut through. Each paper cutter is different. I can cut through 4 sheets at a time. Yours may cut through less or more. It all depends on how your paper cutter will do on these cuts. You're looking for a clean cut. If the paper starts to tear, you know that you can't cut through that many sheets of paper. You should have 8 sheets of paper in stacks of 4. Take one and fold it in half. Make a strong crease. Repeat for the other stack. Once you have both pieces folded, cut through each stack along the crease line, making sure to get it as straight and even as possible. Set the 2 stacks aside and repeat for the original stack. You should have 4 evenly distributed stacks. You should also have 16 pieces if you were to take these stacks apart. Take one and fold it in half. Crease. And repeat that on the other 3 stacks. And then cut along the crease line. When you make this cut, you have created the modules that you will need to fold the origami pieces. This size piece in 3D origami is called 1/32, meaning you have 32 pieces for each sheet of paper that you started out with. If you wanted a larger module, you could stop at 16. Or if you want smaller, you can continue going in the same manner for as small as you can make them. Some people use 1/64, meaning they have 64 pieces in a sheet of paper, and even 1/28. But those get very small and very hard to fold very quickly. When you finish the last cut, you should have 32 pieces of paper. Folding the paper isn't hard. It just takes a little bit of practice. Take one of your sheets of paper that you just cut and fold it in half lengthways. Make a very strong crease. Turn it up to where the open flaps are to your left and your crease is to the right, and fold in half. Again, crease very strongly. Open. Place your thumb right on the edge of the crease that you just made in the center of the piece of paper. Fold down the right side to where you create almost a triangle. It should be even with the crease line. Repeat for the other side. You should have a triangle with 2 little legs. Turn the whole module over. Now at the bottom, take the outer corners and fold up towards the bottom of the triangle. Repeat on the other side. Now take those little legs of the triangle and fold up. Again on the other side. And then finally fold the entire thing in half, making sure to put the little flaps inside of the triangle piece. And as you can see, when you do this, you create 2 little pockets on the bottom of the triangle. This is where you continually stack your pieces to create 3D origami.